let's do this. All right. What is good, everyone? It is your boy JJ that dude, and I am back on this video. Now, of course, I'm gonna have a video that's gonna talk about the tournament, which this is gonna be this video right here. So I want to thank everyone that has been, uh, helping me out on the Master Duel grind. Out there checking out the games and stuff. So of course, I do have like 10 rules if you want to join the tourney or anything of that nature, and stuff along those lines. And of course, this video right here, for let's say if people don't want to join it on Discord, I'm have all the questions here. And if you want to join Discord, because I don't want y'all to just join and then y'all don't want to join. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to make sure it's good and go from there. And we'll see how it is. And I think they'll add a little bit more, but for right now, that's the most I'm gonna do. This is a random tournament that I'm gonna have though, but we'll see how it goes. So okay, so rule number one, which I know is going to be bad, but I have it for a reason, is you gotta have Discord and you gotta join the server on my thing. It should be a link up there, and if not, I'll put another link in there on the YouTube comments if you need the link and you don't see it on my profile thing or not. But yeah, you definitely have to have his Discord and be able to have a Discord server because of certain times. I don't know if I'm gonna change the time or not, but it should be around 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern time zone. So keep that in mind though. And by the way, let me let this be known. This is an anime like dueling thing. So like Yami Yugi kind of thing. Kaiba, you know, all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that. So I would want to see that. So please don't have anything too crazy. But okay, moving on. The second one, which is do not have stunned cards or do not have unaffected cards. So let me give you an example of what I mean. And the ones that say, for example, can't activate its effect because of some other effect. I'm gonna give you an example of these cards that I do not want up here. For example, I picked this deck because that's the deck I'm playing anyway for the tournament anyway. But because they do have an unaffected card, which is the Link 6, which I gotta find it first. Right here, this card right here. This card is unaffected by other card effects. I do not want cards that are unaffected by card effects to be in the tournament. So please do not have that when you're doing a duel. Because if we have that, it's going to be unfair for the other person that doesn't have any unaffected card effects. So please let's not have that. That's all I got to ask for. And there's some cards that are going to be limited, obviously, which if you tell me what cards, if whatever deck you're going to be playing, if it has a limit, I'll tell you what cards are going to be limited and go from there. That way, it won't be too much of a big hassle because there's way too many cards to go over to say, oh yeah, we could have to limit this, limit that, and I have to go over each and every one of them. I'd rather you ask me on YouTube video, like right here, right now, before I start, doing some other crazy nonsense. So I think it's better just for me to do that. And, go from there. So, as long as we got that going, we should be good with that. And stun cards. The stun cards, like, for example, Plasma. I do not want to see Plasma. I do not want to see Plasma. So I better not see Destiny Hero Plasma. That's what I mean by stun cards, like cards that won't make sure you can't do no card effects or anything like that. I don't want that. I don't want anything like goes in match. I don't want nothing like stuff like that that just kind of just cooks up their opponent's deck. It's just not something that I want to see. I don't want to see goes in match. I don't want to see there can only be one. I better not see cards that are similar to that. I don't want to see that, and I do not want to see anti fragrance. I don't want to see any of that stuff. The reason why I say this is because it's unfair for the person that's trying to play the deck or trying to play cards, and then you have this trap card, and it just stops the person having fun. Please don't have it, cause and oh yeah, by the way, and I'm gonna let it be known as well. But where's the other card at? It's the Red Dragon card, and I'm gonna say another card that I do not want to see as well. These cards right here, the effects that have your opponent cannot activate card effects or effects on their field, or your opponent cannot activate card effects in response to this card. I don't want to see that card. I don't want to see cards like that. That's just me. Okay, so that's the thing out the way. So now let me go off the next rule. The next rule is you have to let me see your deck. Now only me, not the mod, no notes, but just me. And look, y'all already see my deck. This is the deck right here. And if you have a problem with Splash Mage, I can literally get rid of Splash Mage if I really want to, if it's that big of a deal. But even then, that means no one else can have cards supporting it. I don't mind having cards that support the card. Like, the only thing I don't have in here is Trans Code Talker, and I'm not putting it in the deck because it's a part of Code Talkers in particular. Splash Mage is not a part of a certain archetype in particular because it could just go with any Cyber's card. So that's fine. But I'll explain more of it as I go on with this, though. So like I said, you have to show me the deck that you're playing. So for example, if someone's playing Shark, which I think someone is playing Shark at the moment, you could have certain things. Like the main thing about the Shark deck is I do not want Kraken in there. That's the only concern about it. Everything else is fine in my opinion about the deck. But I guess it depends on how it goes. Because you can just keep doing the instant loop nonsense and it just goes from there. But besides that point, let me just keep going. So yeah, you have to show me the deck list to see how it is, just so I can say, hey, yeah, okay, this deck's okay, this deck's fine. Like, so like for example, this deck is fine. I mean, there's nothing really bad about this deck, or at least should be bad about the deck. I mean, and you can have staples. Like I said, staples are fine with me. If you want to add Regeki, Monster Reborn, Upstart Goblin, One Day of Peace, or any other card that can somewhat benefit it, I'm okay with it usually. Except when it comes to like Illusion of the Magician Chaos, I think it only should be going for Dark Magician and stuff like that in particular, or Transcode Talker with something else. That's just me. So I had to cough a little bit, but y'all can't hear it though. But another thing, which is please no hand traps. And I know someone's gonna be like, oh, but what about Effect Failure? I mean, you say used it. I do not want that to be played. So I think I should need to go up there and actually explain what cards I don't think should be in when, that are hand traps. Nibiru, I do not want to see that. Let that be known. Nibiru, do not want to see that. Um, where is Ash Blossom? I mean, it makes sense when I'm talking about Ash Blossom, Evict Failure. The only hand trap that I think I will allow is Infinite Impermanence if you would like to get that. But I think I might. Well, I think it depends. But I think Imperm is fine with me. And any card that is a trap card, sure. If you want to bring Red Reboot, you can. If you want to bring in Imperm, that's fine. So I guess anything that's a trap, that's a hand trap, that's fine. But just not no monsters. Like I don't want to see Maxi. I don't want to see Sneaky C or none of this other stuff. That's just me. At least for like this tournament. Now, when it comes to the next tournament, you might could be able to play that stuff because I'm just doing an anime, just purely just an anime thing, just to have fun and have laughs and giggles and all stuff. Because Rigo wanted to do it, and I think it's fine to go off of that, and see how it goes. Because the next tournament, which I'll explain like the other Sunday, whenever we do the tournament, I'll explain about the other tournament of what I'll have, whether it's a warrior deck, whether it's a spellcast deck or whatever I have or something like that for right now. But yeah, as long as I know what hand traps talk about, if you want to talk about what other hand traps are okay and are they fine, I will answer it in the video that's in here. So if you want to go out there and ask me about it, I'll answer it right in the video in the comments. Just in case you might not want to participate or you might want to ask questions before you want to participate. Because I think it's fine to want to know what you want to participate or not in my opinion. Okay, the next thing, which is Omni Negate decks. Please do not have a thing that has an Omni Negates in it. I'll say that again. Please do not have Omni Negate cards. If you don't know what I mean cards that just negate and the person cannot have fun. I don't mind if you have a card that has a negate or two cards, or if you want to have Forbidden Droplet to make it go out somewhere, fine. But do not have Omni Negates to the point where it's ridiculously just you're just having nothing but negates. Like I don't want to see five negates for one card or four negates for like a card. Like that is actually ridiculous. I don't want to see that. Out of respect. Okay, so five. Here's the thing. You can have staples, and I have no problem with staples. But do not have cards that carry like Dogmatica, Labyrinth. I do not want to see that. Should not have to see Runics. I should not have to see Tournaments. I should not have to see none of those cards. I don't want to see any of them cards be played as a supposed staple card because you don't have the other cards. Please do not play that. Respectfully, do not. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. So let's say a staple like Regeki, that's fine. Card Destruction, sure, that's fine. Monster Reborn, that's fine. Upstart Goblin, all this other stuff. Even one for one. I'm fine with those cards. Heck, if you even want to put Triple Tactics Thrust in there, you can. You can put it up there. Even the regular Triple Tactics card, honestly. But I think someone wanted me to actually ban the Triple Tactics card, the Triple Tactics talents. I think they want me to get that, but I'll let y'all decide if we need to get rid of that or ban these cards, like Triple Tactics, Star Cell stuff, just to deal with that. Which perfectly it's fine if you want to negate it, or not negate it, but ban it. I'll have it in like the video, and if y'all want to have a problem with it, then we could get rid of this card. But for right now, it's okay for right now, unless someone says it needs to be gone and stuff. I think that's fair. Legacy of the Duelist, like that stuff right there, it's fine. Or even Clash of Souls. But if it's some part of another archetype, like Blake Wickle Albert or Night of War or something, I don't want to see that. I mean, actually staples that actually are okay. Like for example, um, like this card right here. This card is fine because it goes with Cybers and it's not a part of anything else, but it's good with Cybers. That's fine. And if you want to have cards that just make the deck look good or make it good and well to the point where it's mainly the decks like these that are playing, I have no problem with it. But like I said, I'll have to check out the deck list and see how that goes. You know what I'm saying? For that moment. Just saying. And if you want to have Forbidden Droplet, you can have that. Forbidden Droplet is fine as well. And this trap card's fine as well. Anyway, what's the next thing I was gonna say? Oh yeah, do not have Runic or anything like that, but I think that makes sense. And yeah, you can have Great Gardens and you mix it with the Magician card. You can't do that. Only Amayuki can use it. There you go. Get that out of the way. Okay, so number 6, which is if you want to actually participate in the deck and you just don't know what cards are fine and what's not fine, you could also either text it on the YouTube or you can go to my Discord, DM me, and I'll do tournaments. Because, like, I'm going to do tournaments for other stuff. I'm just doing right now, I'm just doing it for Yu-Gi-Oh! At the moment and see how that goes. I would do Overwatch and other stuff of the tournaments, or even, like, PlayStation tournaments for, like, I don't know, like, March Rumble or some other games like that. But like I said, it's going to take its time before I do that because we need more people for that to make it work out or to correlate into it. Okay, number 7, which is very, I know people are going to say, okay, interesting, but let's see how it goes. But number 7, you do not have to join the Discord call. If you're not really confident in doing it or don't want to, you can have yourself muted and just listen to us, listen to me talk or anything like that. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm just gonna be doing my thing talking regardless and all that stuff. So it's fine if you want to do that. If you just want to be there just to listen, just listen in, vibe, and chill, perfectly fine. If you're not comfortable with it, I understand. You don't have to be in the Discord call or join in it, especially if you're doing something. I have no problem with that. I think most people don't have a problem with it. Now, number 8, I think it's a very obvious, simple rule. Be respectful. Now, of course, if you want to be in your character, like let's say you want to be like Kami, be like, you're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck, or a third-rate deck, or whatever you want to call it, or third-rate duelist with fourth-rate deck, I don't give a daggone. That's fine, as long as it's not to a point where you're disrespecting the person themselves, or calling them out of character. That's when I have to stop you there, and you're getting kicked out the server. Like I said, I don't mind if you want to go out there and have fun and relax a vibe and chill, but please don't be too over aggressive with it, like to the point where like the person's not having a good time and they're already going aggravated. I don't want that. Be respectful, but you can obviously be in character if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Okay, number 9, which is I'll have to limit some cards. I won't go over every card like I've mentioned, but I have to look at the decks, see how it is, and see what's fair and what's not fair, depending on what decks I've had, and let it be allowed. And there was one part of it in live stream that it was talked about. So if you want to look at the other parts of live stream videos that were talked about, you can do that. Most of it was me talking about the tournament thing anyway, in particular, and I mentioned some of the other rules in there anyway. Now there might be some more rules, or there might be some rules to come into the mix to go from there. And I'll mention like what decks are being banned as well. That way it's fair. I hope it makes sense. Okay, now the other one, which is the 10th one, which I think a lot of people might have problems with, but let's keep it going though. So, please make sure, and I'm going to say it again, please make sure it's from the anime for Yu-Gi-Oh! not the manga. So that means no trap tricks, no Samorg. I don't want to see those decks. You say, oh yeah, but it's from the manga. It's not from the manga. We're doing the anime versions of it, not the manga versions. I hope that makes sense to everyone. I hope you understand why. Because it's going to be confusing. People are going to be like, what the heck? This wasn't in the daggone anime. And it messes things up, respectfully. So please, let's let it be into the anime, not the manga. And also, if you're going to pick a character, let me know who the character is and who's using it. Because, for example, Rico might be playing Blue Eyes. He might play that because he's Gaiba. He might play Blue Eyes. I might go out there and I might play this Ignister deck. Like I mentioned, I might play this Ignister deck. I don't mind it. Or I could be playing Gladiator Beast with Battle Beasts and stuff. I could do that. So on and so forth. And you can have cards that go along with the deck that make it good. Like I said, I'll check out and see how it goes from there. And see how that goes. Anyway, I'll talk about the decks that are banned a little bit later. But I also want to... Crap, did I really forget what I was about to say? I low-key forgot what I was about to say. Anyway, just move about. Okay, just keep it going. Time Lords. Time Lords. There are some cards in there in the thing that might be banned from playing. So Time Lords is one of them. Time Lords is not to be played in this tournament. The reason why I say that is because it can't be by card effects or other stuff, and it's going to be an infinite loop of you can't do nothing. Because like I said, the only way they can really do it is if they have other staples to make it to where the other card can be gone. That's why Time Lords is out of there. So anything else? Y'all let me know what other cards. And obviously, like I said, this card is getting banned and stuff. You ain't gonna worry about it. If you're playing Black Queens, you can't play this and you can't play this. Obviously, it makes sense. Don't do anything that's annoying like this or have that. And another thing, don't have any cards that have Omni Negates, like I said. So it makes sense. So obviously, you know what that means, y'all. That means obviously no Link for Appaloosa, so on and so forth. I don't want to see all that. You know what I'm saying? And there might be some Crystal Beast cards that might get a little bit fixed as well. Might. Don't know which ones I'm going for between this one and the other one. But we will decide that whenever we talk about that a little bit later. And we'll talk about it, especially on the Discord server or on the DM, whatever y'all want to do. And we go from there with it. Because I mentioned the cards, and I'll leave it, do it on DM where we can talk, do it on the deck list stuff, and go from there. And then go from there. So we'll see how that goes. Along with like these cards are unaffected. So yeah, that's the main thing I have to talk about. Now my other issue is, let me see. Okay, so here's the other issue. I'm trying to think. Is that I know someone had asked me about if Karibo's fine, and Karibo is fine. If you want to play Karibo and you're playing Yugimoto's deck, you can do that. And someone said, could I play a Karibo deck? You could play a Karibo deck. I have no problem if you want to play a Karibo deck. So if you want to play these cards and play with Karibos and pretend like that's Yugimoto, what he would have, that is perfectly fine. If you want to pretend like you have Lemon Magician stuff to go over there, because he's technically used it in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you go up against Cubics with against Agami Diva or Diva Agami or whatever, that's perfectly fine. If you're playing Karibos, that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. And the other Amazon's cards in particular, like I said, that are getting nerfed, like I said, this card right here, this one's okay. If you know that makes sense. And like I said, so it all depends on like how we're playing it or what we're going off of in there. So I have no problem with certain other cards being in here and some cards not being in there. So like I said, if you want to play a certain deck, show me the deck list. Ask me if it's okay. I'll approve you up there and I'll say, hey, this guy right here is approved. And I'll approve on the tournament thing of who is in there and who's not in there. And I can say, okay, bet you're in there, you're approved. And I can just go out there and put approved in there. And then we go from there. Like I said, I might do it at 9 or 10. Now, if y'all think it's better to do it around 8 or something, I'll do it around 8. Because I think 8, 9, 10, or 8, 9, or 10 p.m. is the best thing for me to do. Even though I might have to eat around 8 or 9. So I'll have to see how that goes. And I'll probably eat when I finish the whole tournament thing. So we'll see how that goes. And there are some cards that will not be used in certain things. I will let that be known on either the YouTube video or on thing over here. So let's see how that goes. And also be understanding of this because I have to make sure that it's fair for other people because let's say they're playing certain other weak decks, I don't want them to have a rough time dealing with these certain decks. Which is why I ban Time Lords because Time Lords can just keep on bringing one card out and it can't from a card effect or by battle. And unless you just negate one of the cards multiple times, it's not going to really work unless you negate them multiple times, which is not going to help the case out. So that's why I'm asking this. And if you want to bring in Buster Bladers for Yami Yugi or something, perfectly fine if you want to. I have nothing against that. Anyway, and oh, don't even get me started on this. Do not have this either. I'm just gonna be honest. Do not have that either. All right. And I think that's good enough for right now. I'm just saying don't use certain cards like that that are going to be annoying. So keep that in mind. And I'm gonna stop right here with the video. But like I said, any other things that you want to go out there and say, oh yeah, can I use this? You could ask me into here. Then we can go on Discord, and if you want to play from there, I can help you out with the deck. See what decks are fine, what cards are okay. Like I said, this deck, for example, is a deck that is okay, and I've played, and I'm playing it though. But for example, this card is a part of it. It does battle damage. I mean, card effect damage, so that should be fine. This card brings out cards. It doesn't really do anything too crazy, okay? Other than special summon cards. This card just brings out another card so I can do something with it. This card supports the deck. It does not break the game or break the board of me doing it. It's like, for example, I'll give you an example of a card that's something I don't want people playing a lot, but we'll see how it goes. Because some of them are going to have to be banned for the tournament or the piece of the tournament. Okay, so Dark Ifrit Ignister. This is okay. This card is okay. I mean, the other guy played it, but it only negates trap cards. This card here, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. But most of it, other from that, is just Ignisters, right? Except Cyber Splash Mage, but Linger Boat's a part of the other guy's deck. And Splash Mage is just Splash Mage. I mean, it's just a part. It's just a good thing for Cyber's cards, and I don't mind that. So if you want to play Salamangreats and you want to play this card, that's fine. If you're playing Marincess and you want to play this card, that is perfectly fine as well. I got nothing against that. Or any other cards that play Cybers, you want to play this, like Kotogus, you could play it. That's fine. And go from there. Like I said, if you want to know if the card's okay, let me know in the YouTube or in the Discord. I'll go from there and help you out. And let you know if it's okay or not. And yeah, know this card. Okay, anyway, y'all. I'm gonna stop it here. But like I said, if y'all have any questions, let me know in the video, and I'll answer any questions that anyone wants to ask or tell me. But like I said, if it's mainly like a good deck, then I'll let you know that I'm like, hey, yeah, it's all good, it's perfect. Like to see. And like I said, I think it's fair to ask. Let me see y'all decks just in case something happens, because I don't want to just be like, oh, you just got this card, and then literally you get kicked out for it. Not kicked out, but you had to get kicked from the tourney because of that. There you go, that's better. Kicked out of the tourney because of that, and it would be wrong to do that, especially when you've probably been spending your time and harder effort to make the deck, and I'd rather it me knowing what it is, and then you already know what my deck's going to be, and then it goes from there. You know what I'm saying? I think it's fair like that, and it's not going to mess up or anything, so I think that should be fine. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna stop it here though. We'll see how it goes in the tourney and stuff, or well tomorrow. Well, technically you're gonna see the video when it hits after the tournament, not tournament, but around Sunday. You're gonna see it around Sunday. So yeah, keep that in mind, y'all. But we're gonna stop it here, and we'll see like how the tournament goes and how people are, if they're interested in or they would like to. Now I don't know how many people are going to be in the tourney at the moment. I think it's going to be my boy Jason said he might play. Rico might join, and Helion might join, and I'm gonna join. So there's 4 people off rip on that alone at the moment. Now if anyone else wants to do the tourney and stuff, let me know in the comments. I will give you the Discord thing if you want me to, or if you have any questions that you want to ask me at the moment to make sure it's something that you would like to do. Let me know in the comments as well, and I'll let you know. If you want to join at that point, you can join my profile, or I can just send you the link and we're good. Like I said, whenever I wake up, I'll let it be known and go from there. But yeah, y'all, we're gonna stop it here, and I'll see y'all a little bit later though. Peace and love y'all. Yee.